Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I'm going to be joining another secular homeschool collab. So this one's all curriculum week. So this is hosted by Cassie from Regular Secular Mama. I will link the playlist down below for you. So I will link my previous video, which was preschool. This one will all be about first/second grade. So this one is for my 6-year-old daughter. I also have a 10-year-old daughter who will be in 5th grade. That will be the next video after this. But my 6.5-year-old daughter, so she has a fall birthday, so I find she straddles 2 grades, so she'll be finishing up a little bit of 1st grade at the beginning of the year and then go full into 2nd grade. So she's at different levels and things, as you will see here, but I'm going to share everything we're using for her. So let's start out with math. She's doing dimensions. She finished 1A during last year and summer, so she will continue into 1B. I do like the program. I think it teaches conceptual math really well. The only problem I've had with her is that she picks up math really quickly and goes through it really quickly. So we don't necessarily need all the review that's provided through dimensions, but we're going to see how 1B goes, and if she keeps flying through it, I might just utilize the textbook and not even do the workbook problems. We will continue to do the tests because I think that's a good way to measure that she's actually getting it, especially since she likes to do a lot of mental math. I want to make sure she actually knows what she's doing, not just guessing. So we will continue with dimensions. I did have her trial out Beast Academy, and it was a love-hate relationship. Either it was super awesome and she loved it, or she was getting angry and frustrated with the problems. And she didn't like having to watch the videos in order to do the games or whatever. She just wanted to keep trying to figure out the games by herself and then would get frustrated. So we're not going to be utilizing Beast Academy, at least this year. So on to language arts. So her main reading program is all about reading 2. She is halfway done with this, so we will continue with this. I think it's going really well. We're just working on building fluency at this point. One of the things I picked up last year, which I will link up above, is these readers, trophies, and journeys. I've been utilizing these, and my plan is to have her try to read a story out of those books. And again, these are all intended for 1st grade. And if you want to see more, you can check out that video where I show you the flip-throughs of them. But I want her to start reading on a daily basis, and I think picking out these stories will be helpful, especially since a lot of the writing is just in a larger print, and she's a wiggle worm, so I think being able to move a lot more will be helpful. But as you can see, there's a lot of text towards the end, and I think this is only the one of the middle books. So she's finished 2 books from trophies and 2 from journeys. So we'll be continuing through those and finishing them. So that's like phonics and reading instruction. So for the other part of language arts, I'm going to be utilizing core knowledge, and I did this last year. She did core knowledge grade 1, listening and learning strand. Now, core knowledge is completely free online. I'll link it down below. You can check out some of my videos if you want to see more about it, but core knowledge separates the language arts in the early grades into 2 sections. There's listening and learning and skills. So I don't do the skills section because, again, the skills section is more like phonics instruction and learning to read and things like that. We do all about reading. That works well. I don't feel the need to utilize that part of core knowledge, and it's split in a way that you don't have to use both at the same time. You can just use one program and not the other, or you can combine them as well, however you want to do it. So I just use the listening and learning, which is reading comprehension, vocabulary, critical thinking. But on top of that, what I really love about core knowledge is it pulls in all these different pieces of information. So I don't do a special science or history for my 6.5-year-old going into 2nd grade. She joins us for group subjects, but group subjects are often geared towards my oldest, who will be in 5th grade. And there's a big difference between what a 5th grader and a 2nd grader can do. So I know my daughter is picking up on things in our history and things like that in science in 5th grade. For example, last year we did different types of waves, so like radio waves and things, like bam, she was on it, sound waves. She really understood it. And so there are things she's capable of understanding in the upper levels, but I don't have to worry about doing a separate program with her because core knowledge covers science and history and all those areas that I don't have to go back and do it So I really, really like that about Core Knowledge, that it's covering me in her language arts curriculum. So I will scroll for you guys to see what we'll be covering. The topics we'll be covering in this, and again, this is reading comprehension, vocabulary, contextual knowledge, which is what Core Knowledge is really big on, and I love that it's building upon itself each year, and I'm starting to see that now that we've done multiple years. But the topics we'll be covering are fairy tales, tall tales, early Asian civilizations, ancient Greek and Greek myths, War of 1812, cycles in nature, westward expansion, insects, Civil War, human body focusing on nutrition, immigration, and fighting for a cause. So this is looking at historical people who have fought for what they believed was right. So Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Eleanor Roosevelt. So those are a few. I'm really excited actually to go over that with her, because social justice is a big theme we do in our homeschool. So I'm really excited that she'll get snippets. But as you can see for those themes, she's getting a little bit of all these little areas that she'll be able to tie in, and I don't have to worry about a different science or social studies. And it worked really, science, social studies, or history, and it worked really well for us last year. So I'm excited to utilize it again this year. And again, I don't have to buy anything for it, which is really awesome. The other part of language arts is handwriting. So I did pick up a Handwriting Without Tears. I really think this is a great program. And the visuals are just great. We've tried Zaner Blaser, we've tried Debay, or whatever it is. I always go back to Handwriting Without Tears. So this will be her handwriting practice. Now, Core Knowledge in the skills section does have handwriting practice as well, the worksheets and stuff that you can print if you would rather do that. We did that last year, but I just wanted to have a book on hand so I didn't have to keep going back and printing. The only other thing she will be doing is foreign language. So we did Spanish one year, and we did it this summer. And she wants to continue with it. And I meant to continue with it last year. It got lost in the mix of things. So we use Song School Spanish, which I think is perfect for her age. It's using songs to learn Spanish. And it's really upbeat. It's fun. It's quick. It's easy. We do it 2 days a week. My oldest may or may not join us with that. Completely optional for her. But we will continue with this, and I will get book 2 when she finishes this, because she's about 3/4 of the way through this one. But she really likes the program, and it is working well. One thing I will be incorporating is our public library. Again, check out your public libraries. They have great resources and programmings, especially for kids and homeschoolers. They actually took my suggestion. We had a questionnaire, what programs would you like to see at the library? Let me tell you, I filled out that questionnaire, and a lot of the programs I'm seeing in the library now, and one of them is, I said I'd like to see a foreign language type of program for kids. So they have one free at the library. It's an online system that you use, and it has video instructions, and it's aged all the way from, pre-K to high school, which is really nice. So I'll have her watching some of those fun videos in her age range. They do have vocabulary and flashcards and things like that. I don't think she's quite at that point where she needs that, but I will be utilizing the videos for sure. And then the library also does offer a Spanish class for all ages as well, which we may or may not utilize that. I think she's still a little young for it, because I think the class is over an hour and it meets once a week, and I think that might be a little too much for her at this point, but it is an option out there, and I really want to talk about that, because check out your libraries. They're awesome. So outside of homeschooling, what is she doing? So that's all of her core work. That's her language arts, that's her math, that's her extracurricular. So what is she doing outside of homeschooling? She will continue with gymnastics. That is her activity of choice. And we, of course, will have co-op, and I'll talk more about that in my family video, or my family subjects video, so check that out if you want to know more. On top of that, she'll be participating in a Lego coding class this year. Again, libraries are awesome. So the library knows that I homeschool and knows that I run a co-op, actually. And I'll link up above, how to start a co-op if you're interested in those things. But they knew that I did those things, and there is a Lego club at the library, and they just meet and kind of build Lego creations and things like that, nothing too structured. But the person who runs the Lego club wanted to introduce a Lego coding class, and it's a whole thing where they go to Lego competitions, and they have to present their builds, and there's a different theme they have to use or follow every year, and there's coding that's involved, and it's kids from 6 all the way up to, I think, 14. So they approached me and they're like, is this something that the homeschooling community would be interested in? I'm like, yes, awesome. So we were able to set up a free Lego coding class that includes competition Lego building, which I'm really excited. So again, utilize your libraries, talk to your librarians, get to know your staff. It's really beneficial as a homeschooler. So that is everything she will be doing for her ending first and finishing off second grade year. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If not, thank you for watching.